Right now, something is moving in the deepest part of the ocean, something massive, something we've never seen. And here's what keeps marine biologists awake at night. We've explored less than 5% of our oceans. That means 95% is completely unknown territory. What's down there? Let me know in the comments what you think is lurking in the depths, because what I'm about to show you will change how you see the ocean forever. These aren't fictional creatures from movies. These are real biological possibilities based on actual deep-sea discoveries that scientists have made. Each one represents something that could exist right now, hiding in the abyss. And trust me, by number one, you'll understand why researchers are genuinely concerned about what we might find. We've all heard of the giant squid, right? Well, in 2007, fishermen in the Antarctic caught something that made the giant squid look small, the colossal squid. This thing had eyes the size of dinner plates and rotating hooks on its tentacles. Actual hooks that can spin 360 degrees. But here's where it gets terrifying. That specimen was a juvenile. It wasn't fully grown. Dr. Steve O'Shea, a leading teuthologist, has gone on record saying we have no idea how large these creatures can actually get. The one caught was already longer than a school bus, but the beak size suggests some specimens could be 50% larger. Now imagine this. What if there's an even bigger species we haven't discovered yet? Something that's evolved in the pitch-black trenches where pressure would crush a human instantly. These squids have the largest eyes in the animal kingdom for a reason. They're hunting something or watching for something. The Mariana Trench is 7 miles deep. We've sent more people to the moon than to its bottom. Every expedition down there picks up sounds on sonar that don't match any known creature. Write hooks in the comments if the idea of rotating tentacle hooks just made you never want to swim again. In 2013, researchers tagging sharks off the coast of Australia had a great white simply vanish. Not just disappear from radar, the tag washed up on shore, and when they analysed the data, the temperature readings told an impossible story. The shark had been eaten, but the internal temperature of whatever ate it suggested something absolutely massive, something that could generate enough body heat to spike the tag's readings. Great whites are apex predators. They're not prey, except this one was. Now, most scientists believe it was eaten by a larger shark, possibly a megamouth or something unknown. But here's what they won't say publicly. There are fossil records of Megalodon teeth from just 10,000 years ago. In geological terms, that's yesterday. Could a population of massive prehistoric sharks have survived in the deep ocean trenches where we've barely explored? Marine biologist Dr. Catalina Pimiento points out that we discover new shark species every single year. Not small ones either. In 2020, we found a shark species that glows in the dark and grows 6 feet long. The ocean is hiding things, big things, and if something that eats great whites exists, you better believe scientists are concerned about accidentally finding it. Drop a shark emoji if you think something massive is still out there. Okay, this one sounds harmless until you understand what it actually means. There's a jellyfish called Turritopsis dawni. It's biologically immortal. When it gets old or injured, it doesn't die. It reverts back to its juvenile polyp stage and starts life over again. Infinite regeneration. Now, imagine if this ability spread to larger jellyfish species. We're talking about creatures like the lion's mane jellyfish, which already grows tentacles over 100 feet long. What if a colony of these became functionally unkillable and grew without biological limits? Scientists have documented jellyfish blooms so massive they've shut down nuclear power plants. In 2013, a swarm clogged the cooling systems of a Swedish reactor. These weren't even the big species. Dr. Shin Kubota, who studies these immortal jellyfish, has warned that we don't understand the full implications of their biology. If deep-sea species developed similar traits combined with the gigantism we see in deep ocean creatures, we could be looking at something truly alien. Picture this. A jellyfish the size of a football field, regenerating forever, with stinging cells potent enough to kill a whale. It's not science fiction. Every piece already exists in nature separately. Comment Immortal if the idea of an unkillable deep-sea creature just hit different. Down in the midnight zone, where sunlight never reaches, 80% of creatures produce their own light. It's called bioluminescence. They use it to hunt, communicate, and attract prey. But in 2021, researchers captured footage of something they couldn't explain, a massive bioluminescent pattern moving through the deep ocean near the Canary Islands. Not just one creature, a coordinated hunting formation. The pattern was over 200 feet wide, moving as one unit. What we know about deep-sea predators is disturbing. The anglerfish uses a glowing lure to attract prey in total darkness. The dragonfish has photophores that work like headlights. The vampire squid can produce blinding flashes to disorient attackers. Now combine those traits into one apex predator, something intelligent enough to hunt in packs. Something that uses light as a weapon in an environment where most creatures have adapted to follow light sources because it usually means food. Dr. Edith Widder, who pioneered deep-sea bioluminescence research, captured the first ever footage of a giant squid by using a fake jellyfish lure. Her words, "We have no idea what else is down there watching our lights. The ocean is full of creatures that have evolved for millions of years without human interference. What happens when something down there decides we look like food? Let me know your theory in the comments." Here's what actually keeps scientists up at night. The Mariana Trench is deeper than Mount Everest is tall. The pressure down there is 8 tons per square inch. It's been assumed nothing large could survive those conditions. But we've been wrong before. In 2014, unmanned subs captured footage of a snailfish living at depths we thought were completely uninhabitable. Then we found amphipods the size of shoes. Then translucent creatures with no eyes that shouldn't biologically exist. The trench has its own ecosystem, which means it has its own food chain, which means it has apex predators. Multiple expeditions have recorded what's called the bloop, an ultra-low-frequency sound detected by underwater microphones across the Pacific Ocean. The sound pattern matched a living creature, but the size required to produce that sound would dwarf a blue whale. NOAA officially says it was an iceberg, but Dr. Christopher Fox, who analysed the recording, said this: "If it is an animal, it would have to be significantly larger than a blue whale, which is the largest known animal ever to exist." Think about that. Something possibly bigger than the biggest animal in recorded history, living in an environment we can barely access, in 95% of the ocean we haven't explored. What's actually down there? Write your honest answer in the comments because this is the question that defines deep-sea research right now. The ocean covers 71% of Earth's surface. We've mapped Mars more completely than our own seafloor. Every year, we discover species that rewrite what we thought was possible. So here's my question for you. Do you think we're alone down there, or is something massive waiting in the deep? Comment your answer and let's see what everyone thinks. If this video changed how you see the ocean, hit that like button and subscribe because we're diving into more mysteries that science can't fully explain. The deep ocean isn't just unexplored, it's unexplainable, and maybe that's what scares scientists the most.